This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening with your nightly newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Less than a week ago, the government issued a tender inviting qualified consultancy firms to submit their technical and financial proposals to review the field development plan for ExxonMobil's $9 billion Yellowtail project. But before the government could even have an opportunity to scrutinize some of the applications or even provide an environmental permit for the project, ExxonMobil is already steaming ahead with the award of more multi-million-dollar contracts to ensure its 2025 startup timeline is not derailed for any reason. On Tuesday, Italian contractor Saipem announced that it won a contract from Esso for the Yellowtail development project. The development costs for the Yellowtail project are poised to exceed $9 billion or 1.8 trillion Guyana dollars. Meanwhile, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Manzoor Nadir, has finally approved a motion by opposition MP David Patterson on the controversial $900 million gas to shore project, submitted 75 days ago, but not before removing a number of critical resolved clauses. Clerk of the National Assembly, Mr. Sherlock Isaacs, informed Patterson that the Speaker has approved the motion to be published on the notice paper. In his motion, Patterson asked that the gas to shore project's final decision be put on hold until the Parliamentary Sectoral Committee on Natural Resources presents its report to the Assembly for debate and approval. One omitted clause saw discussions on gas leakages and exposures in the marine environment, which have shown to be highly toxic to fish and living organisms, and the ecology, which could devastate the fishing industry. And now let's tell you, the Guyana Teachers Union has rebutted claims by the Ministry of Education that 74% of teachers reported for duty on Monday, when in fact 60% of the workforce were not present but stood in solidarity with the union's call for an isolation day. GTU President Mark Light suggested that 74% of schools were opened and added that most functioned on skeletal staff, while some teachers only went for one session. He was keen to note, too, that Monday's isolation day was not only supported by union members, but also non-members. The government reopened schools last Monday to most students for face-to-face learning. During the past week, however, Guyana has recorded the most cases in record-breaking figures for at least 5 consecutive days. Meanwhile, Minister of Labor Joseph Hamilton warned that teachers who decide to stay away from work will not be paid. And now let's tell you, several nursery, primary and secondary schools in Region 10 have recorded positive COVID-19 cases in both teachers and students. Some of these schools have since been closed, while some remain open. For those that remain open, teachers have advised parents not to send their children to school. This was revealed by Chairman of the Guyana Teachers Union Region 10 chapter, Alistair Fraser. Based upon data collected, Alistair said at least 5 schools have recorded positive cases. It is on this basis the GTU has demanded that face-to-face learning be suspended and has marked Monday as Isolation Day. And now let's tell you, according to Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, in 2021, a number of roads in Regions 1, 7, 8, 9, and 10 were rehabilitated and constructed by the government to the tune of $2.1 billion. The minister said some major works were done last year on these roads because some were either destroyed by heavy rainfall or by heavily loaded trucks. In Region 1, Minister Indar noted that roads were constructed with concrete, a move taken by the ministry to move away from laterite roads. Similar to that, laterite roads in Region 7 were also maintained because these were roads destroyed by severe flooding. As it relates to Region 8, Indar noted that works were done in the Danum Bridge and culverts around the area. Further, rehabilitation of roads was done in Region 9, from Letham to Aishalton, while upgrading of asphaltic roads was done between Letham to St. Ignatius. And moving on, During the opening of tenders at the NPTAB office on Tuesday, it was revealed that CT Williams Technology Inc. was the only company to place a bid for the supply of installation of an air conditioner system at the forensic laboratory. The company submitted a financial proposal of $37.9 million to supply and install VFR and split air conditioner system. According to Home Affairs Minister Robeson-Ben, the project will see the installation of air conditioning systems for the Guyana Forensic Science Laboratory. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you that the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Anil Nandlal, is moving to the Caribbean Court of Justice to challenge Guyana's Court of Appeal decision that it has jurisdiction to entertain an appeal filed in relation to the dismissed election petition case. Last January 18th, Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire had thrown out an election petition case. However, the matter was appealed and Guyana's appellate court last December 21st, in a majority decision, ruled that it has jurisdiction to hear an appeal challenging the decision of the acting Chief Justice. Since then, the Attorney General and others had requested a stay on the court's decision since they have intentions of moving to the CCJ over the court's ruling. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising?